Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's video. My name is Marta, aka ObscureBeauty, and I have amazing news to tell you all. I've opened my Patreon. Finally, it took ages, but I opened my Patreon. And I know that most people that are here on this YouTube channel know me because I did this post between Ko-Fi and Patreon, and I know that at the time, and I remain to think the same, my thoughts about Patreon were not really nice. And I still agree. I do not think that Patreon has the best selling model, and I prefer Ko-Fi to it. But Ko-Fi hasn't developed the subscription model much, so it doesn't give the opportunity to most of my followers to actually subscribe to me on Ko-Fi, because it doesn't have tiers or anything of the sort. And when I did a poll on Instagram, most people preferred Ko-Fi, but at the same time, like, the difference was 2 followers. There were a lot of people interested in me having a Patreon as well. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna try and create a Patreon and see what I get from it. So it took me a while, and I decided to open my Patreon this month. Yay! And it's finally open. I had lots of issues because I started opening it before Easter, and obviously Patreon did not work for Easter, so I had like the whole holidays not really posting, it wasn't open because it was on review. But it's open now, and for the first followers this month, so for 30 days, now it's like 28 days left, the first people that join my Patreon will receive a exclusive sticker of my character design for this month. So I've made Liz, which is one of my characters from my book. It's not a book yet, but it's my story called Masked. One of the reasons that I really want to have Patreon or some sort of subscribing thing is if you guys support me enough, I can actually dedicate enough time to try and make my story Masked like a comic book or some sort of novel, like illustrated novel. And I can't do it otherwise. I'll have to focus on commission work. But I'd love to make it real. I love the story. I've been completely obsessed by it since I was a teenager when I started it. And I recently got back to it. I wrote like a summary of it, and I'm trying to define all the characters and get more of it written, so then when I actually do the novel thing or comic book, I haven't decided yet, I will, have like a skeleton of a book developed. And because Patreon is then going to be one of my, biggest financial help in this support in this situation, I decided that the first sticker that would be available to everyone who joined, all my patrons, would be one of my characters, Liz, from the same story. And you've met it probably because I've posted on YouTube videos and on my Instagram and Twitter. But she's this beautiful character with very long dark hair, and she likes dark tones in general. And I can't say anymore, and I'll prepare like a big post later on, and I might develop the story a bit later. But yeah, there she is. And yeah, if you join for the next 28 days, no matter what tier you choose, you get that sticker delivered to your door, plus whatever else of the month you get depending on the tier you choose. So I hope you like it. So I thought I'd share with you how my sticker looks, and I kind of used all the stickers that I had so far, so I'm just gonna share it how it is on my iPad, and I hope it shows well. I'll just be checking it. So that's how the sticker looks, and yes, I was checking it just to make sure it works. And I hope you liked it. I love this design. And I wanted to talk to you a bit about my Patreon per se, like about the tiers. So if you're with me, let's just go through it. So I have 4 tiers available at the moment, and the first one is £2 a month this is honestly the cheapest I can do, or else Patreon will literally just eat basically all the money you put in there. Patreon will take it, and I won't take any of this. So this was the minimum that I could afford to do. And on the first tier, called Illusion tier, and yes, all my tiers are based on Schools of Magic, mostly by Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, I know, cheesy. But it is what it is. So on this tier, you'll get basically the basics that people usually share. On the first tier, you'll get the sketches, you get work in progress, you'll get behind the scenes and polls and other little things, and early access to all the pictures, obviously, before I post on Instagram or anything else. You will be the first one to do all of this. And this is my first tier. The second tier is called Enchantment tier, and on this tier you'll get obviously everything that I shared before, and you'll also get a digital goodie of a sort. So a lot of people showed interest in my line arts, so I'll share some line arts that you can color, or wallpapers, things like that. And you'll also get 10% discount on my Etsy shop. So you can buy whatever you want from there and they get 10% discount. And this tier, the Enchantment tier, is £5 a month. The next tier is called Summoning tier, and this tier is going to be £9.50 a month. And on this tier, I'll be sharing everything that I shared before, obviously. And you'll get also the sticker of the month delivered to your door. And you'll also get a monthly voiceover of my time lapses. So I usually share my time lapses on Instagram, but this way it will have a voiceover. So I'll just add tips and tricks that I've got from that picture, or just explaining what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and other things that I find along the way. And maybe some tutorials. I'll check that later. I do not feel that confident in my own skills, but I've had some requests for it, so I might share some tutorials later on. My last tier is called the Divination tier, and it's £14 a month. And obviously you get everything shared before, but you'll also get a postcard delivered to your door every month with the art of the month. You'll get obviously the sticker and all of that. You'll also get extra discounts on my Etsy shop. So instead of 10% discount, you'll have a 15% discount, plus you'll have a 10% discount on my commissions. So on my Etsy shop before, you could only access, prints and stickers, but on this tier, you'll also have a 10% discount on my commissions. Just so you know, these are not, set in stone. These are just the initial things that I thought people would like, but I'm always hoping to listen from you guys. The Patreon is both mine and yours. I want to grow with you. I want to make worth your time and money. What you give to me, I also want to give it back. And I've calculated these prices initially based on the fact that I don't know how many patrons I'm gonna have. So these are just the minimum prices that I can afford to make sure I do not lose money to Patreon, your precious money to Patreon. But if in the meantime I get more patrons, I'll be able to tweak all of these around and add more features. I literally just posted on Instagram a poll asking if people wanted to have, for example, one of the tiers with a Zoom meeting where we can discuss strategies on how to grow your art on Instagram, social media in general, growth tips, how to grow your art and your business, and you become a full-time artist. So if that's something you are interested on, just comment down below, and there's whatever you want, just drop me a comment and I'll see if I can add it on one of my tiers. So definitely not set in stone. I can change it around. I will definitely make it better the more I get used to it and the more patrons I get. And another thing that I put in there, it's one of my first goals. As soon as I get around 10 patrons, I will definitely create a Discord channel so we can all meet together, talk about things, show art to each other, review it, help each other. my YouTube channel, my Patreon, everything that I do is to sort of grow together with you guys and prove to the world that we are all capable of reaching our goals of becoming full-time artists, if that's your goal. And it's definitely my goal, and I appreciate so much all of your help. Never forget that Patreon, you can subscribe to it and you can cancel it anytime. I appreciate any of your support, be it financially or not. That means any comments, any shares, any likes, everything you can do like this, it helps me a lot to grow my business and make it possible for me to become a full-time artist. So thank you so much, and don't forget you can do all of these basic things, and I am so grateful for all of this. Thank you. I hope you have a great week and see you next time. Bye bye.